Step right up, folks. You are now entering It's a Circus, where motherhood, womanhood, and self care aren't always a show stopping act, but they're certainly entertaining. I'm your host, Elsa, here to prove that no one really knows what they're doing, and that's perfectly fine. Let's have some real conversations, peel back the layers, and remind you that you're never alone in this season of becoming. Let's get the show rolling. Hi, and welcome back to my solo series. I am really excited to come on today because today I am going to talk about what I finally have is an offer. And everyone is always like, what are we doing with this podcast? And goodness sakes, the world knows I am no parenting expert. And as I got into these conversations, I realized more and more that the conversation wasn't about parenting or the child. It was really about the motherhood experience. And if I were to take a step back, that's always been what I am most curious about when I talk to people is what has this transition done for you, changed in you? What were the pitfalls? What were all the things? And through these conversations, it has been so healing for myself, surprisingly so healing for myself to hear other women, walking these incredible paths and really seeing what, is transpiring. And really what is transpiring is this absolute magic of people transforming. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And, there's this thing on Instagram and on socials that are like, the birth of a child is also the birth of a mother. People have said that, and I understand. But when we look at what birthing actually is and the pain that you experience and the effort that it takes and the long time that it takes and the kind of exhaustion and the toll on your body that it takes, that birthing process in general is a wild transition. If you were to take that process and just apply it to what it means to become a mother and how painful it can be, how long it can take until you feel okay again, what learning curves come from it, the toll that it took on your body. I mean, it just, the analogy just can continue on and continue on. And that has really always been the core of these conversations and will continue to be a core of these conversations moving forward. Transition in general, motherhood being a huge one, and one for me that was, of course, just absolutely transformational. So being able to come on here and talk about it and find community and other similarities or differences is very exciting. And any kind of transition that a woman goes through at this point. So whether that be menopause is this big one, perimenopause, some of the hormonal changes, all of those things become incredibly important to talk about and incredibly important to share out into the world. And as I continue talking with women from all different walks of life and from all different life experiences, those transitions just don't really stop. And this is the space to share them. So I'm so happy that I'm able to offer that. I'm so privileged and honored and humbled that people even want to share on here. So that is very exciting. And with that, and that is really the main purpose of the podcast. I am not here to give parenting advice. I am not here to give kiddo advice. I'm not really even here to give mothering advice. What I am here to do is give you space to share your story. And that's always been the focus. What I do, though, is what I have always done, and that is working in the beauty industry. And I've shared this on different platforms, and I've shared this even here, is, I got into the industry through makeup artistry, and this is not a fluke. This is something I have always done. I've always done makeup for people. My mom spoiled me and took me to a MAC counter at 13, and we got the whole thing, the whole beautiful experience, every last product and brush, every last skincare item, and I was obsessed from that moment on. And I'm sure I was obsessed even before then because I had hair books and bow books and all the things, little girl things that you could think of. I have always absolutely loved. And I've loved doing makeup. And I did makeup for all of my friends for formals in high school. And then in college, I did everybody's makeup too. And then I had the opportunity to find a job between my junior and senior year of college. And I found that at a Bare Minerals makeup store. And during that time, I mean, this brand was iconic. I mean, it was like 50% of Sephora sales. It was like the number one brand on QVC. It was like everywhere. It was like one of the two like standalone locations like ever in that world. So it was a long time ago, but it was a really wonderful experience. And that's where I fell in love. I fell in love with understanding that I could create a career out of something I loved and that I was really good at. I fell in love with sales. I fell in love with making women feel beautiful. I fell in love with teamwork. I fell in love with leadership. All of the things that made up my passions, like I really got to utilize in the beauty world. And that was just the start. I mean, from there, then I'm out working with founders and I'm out creating concepts and then creating makeup and then figuring out global campaigns. And, I was in the industry in the thick of the YouTube era, like all the things, the events, all of that. It's been amazing. And then I got to work with a lot of different types of brands. So types of brands that had a single founder, were a bigger branding company, so many celebrities, conglomerates. I mean, it was just nuts and busy and wild and crazy. I got to do hair too at kind of like the end of my corporate career. And I loved that. I loved all aspects of the industry and the brand and the branding around beauty. And it's changed a lot. It's changed. It's evolved. And I mean, even if you just look at like the past, I don't know, like 3 years, it's evolved. So it's a constantly evolving space. And I think what I kept hearing from just a lot of people is just like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew what foundation to wear or what kind of brush I should use or what's like the best lipstick if like my lips bleed or like my skin is really sensitive or you know what, I just want to like support like indie brands. I don't feel like supporting, these big beauty conglomerates. Like I feel a certain way or like I want to make sure people really care about the ingredients. What kind of brands are those? So that's really where this idea came from, is being of service to people that have those questions, because I do have those answers. I do have a point of view. I do have opinions, and I can be very helpful for people looking to upgrade their beauty look. Past that, and I have shared this too, but let's put it all in one spot. But essentially, past that, my anchor in postpartum was getting myself back together. This is something I have always done for my whole life, is I've always gotten ready every day. I always wash my face. I always put makeup on. I always have a point of view when I do it. I think intentionally about what I'm doing. I pick out product intentionally every day. It's been like a meditation to me. And that practice, I had never thought twice of, honestly, until I had kiddos and I didn't understand who and what I was in this world again. I needed to figure that out. And that true anchoring practice and ritual for me was putting my makeup back on. And it sounds so simple and easy from the outside, but I know you all have been there and I know you all understand what I'm saying. It's like finding that anchor into you again. And so that's my offering. Let me help you. Let me help you shop. Let me help you pick out the right products. I can help you work through whatever challenge that you have with makeup. it's a very overwhelming place. It's a very oversaturated place. There are options on options that have other options. So I get it. I mean, even the experience of shopping is wild today, what like shopping for cosmetics is. So I'm here for you. I'm here for you. If you want to continue to work with me, and I will tell you the last few, I'm calling them the beauty edits. The last few beauty edits I have been just so fun. It's a really fun time. It's a really wonderful time. And it's not going to save the world, but I do think that it will make you feel better. And I do think it will make you feel more confident. And I know for me, that's always been something that helps fuel me through the day. And I love being able to give that to people. So it's here, guys. The offering is here. If you want to continue working with me at a one-on-one level, please book your beauty edit. And outside of that, this podcast is going absolutely nowhere. I have a whole ton of people in the queue and a whole ton more people that I want to ask. And if you all know anyone that you would love to hear their story more in depth and would love to have them on the podcast, please let me know. I'll absolutely reach out to them. And that's what it is this is my offering. It's aligned and it's also a little not aligned, but I think it all goes together because it's all a part of me. One, this space that I get to create for women to share their stories is beautiful and so healing for so many of us, the listener, the one that's sharing the story, and then myself. I mean, it's wonderful. And I think more stories that are honest and real need to be out there in the world. So that's part of it. And then if you're even looking to have questions or pick my brain about certain products, I am here for you in that beauty realm. Please book your beauty edit. That would be wonderful. And yes, not saving the world, but definitely helping women feel better about themselves, which I think ultimately might get us there. Thanks for listening to It's a Circus podcast. If today's episode made you feel a little less alone, share it with a friend who might need it too. We are building something special at the Turner Brothers Circus, a space for women in transition to find connection, laughter, and support as they navigate motherhood, identity, and taking care of themselves along the way. I'd love for you to be a part of it. Remember, you're doing better than you think. Stay grounded, stay real, and embrace that beautiful mess. And as always, the show must go on. Until next time.